kind-hearted, benevolent, charming, gregarious, candid, spicy, and most likely to wind up on a private jet without even trying. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. It is your season. It's also eclipse season, so there is a lot of energy that is available for you to take advantage of. With the channeling, with the cards that I first pulled, Sagittarius, it truly was quite simply evolve or die. Not like that extreme, but it's like that change or not. It's completely up to you. There is an energy of, I'm sure most of you have watched the movie Mulan, but that energy of the song Reflection or Who's Looking Back at Me, it's this kind of decision of a crossroad energy. Like, am I going to keep repeating the same thing over and over and over again? Or am I going to trust that this is where I'm always meant to be, what I've meant to grow into? Remember, the South Node has been in Sagittarius since May of 2020. You've all endured quite a lot of change and growth and transition during a global pandemic. It has not been easy, and it may have been certain parts of that timeline that were more difficult than others. But remember, we're wrapping up the eclipses in the Gemini Sagittarius axis. The North and the South Node will be transitioning middle of January. It's coming up very soon. And so I really want you to pay attention, especially to that new moon solar eclipse in Sagittarius at the beginning of December, to really see what's been coming up. And there might even be a prominent change or a prominent energy in your life that you've been circling over the past 18 months that really needs to be addressed, and for you to decide yes or no. What's also crazy, Sagittarius, but not really, I felt called to use a different tarot deck for the Sagittarius season Tarotscopes. It's called the Steel Wizard deck. And so there's extra cards in here, and none of the other signs so far have gotten one of these extra cards that are exclusive to this deck. And you have. Literally, it fell out when I was channeling and it landed sideways. It wasn't upright, it wasn't reversed. The evolution card was literally just sideways, which of course propels this energy of, do you want to evolve or not? What's the payoff subconsciously that's keeping you safe or keeping you in routine relationships or jobs or financial mindsets that it's not propelling you to move forward? What is the fear that's maybe holding you back? And so I want you to evaluate that this season so that we can grow and move forward accordingly, okay? The channeled energy was even interesting too. It's like Spirit wasn't really allowing me to see too much. It really was, like I said, that crossroads energy, holding the mirror up and saying, you get to decide. It really is choose your own adventure, and there's one of two paths. You choose, and whatever you choose, the next step will be revealed accordingly. So it's one of the very few times I feel like I've done these Tarotscopes that I didn't really get a lot of channeled energy, which is telling in itself, where Source isn't going to be spilling any additional tea, so to speak, or any additional messages. You get to decide. The first three cards that we have, Sagittarius, the Nine of Wands reversed with the Magician and the Page of Cups. So this is really interesting to me, Sagittarius, with the Nine of Wands reversed. There could be this energy of, I've worked so hard and I've placed so many boundaries and I've done all the right things in my mind, but I still feel like I'm not able to manifest, or I'm still not able to move in the right direction, or I'm still feeling maybe stuck or in a rut. The Nine of Wands, when upright, is reminding you of all the past victories, or how much strength you've had in your life, that you've been able to persevere and to not lower your standards, to not lower your boundaries, to just let anyone in. I often tell clients during sessions, and even when you're manifesting, which is a very big energy of the Magician, that the universe likes to push back. It likes to test you to ensure that your resolve, that your decision, that your goal has legs, that it's not going to crumble at the slightest bit of turbulence. What that means is maybe you're wanting to buy a home and you have a budget of X amount, or you know that you want these certain things in a home. And your realtor comes back to you and about 80% of your criteria is met, but not 100%. And so maybe because of external factors, maybe your partner, your family, there's a timeline, finances, whatever that is pushing you to repeat the same mindset, to repeat the same scarcity energies around that decision. I would implore you to not allow past betrayal, past heartbreak, past delays to affect what you are calling in now. Because what you're calling in is really beautiful. Some of you might also be calling in new creative endeavors, new creative projects, new relationships, and for some of you, potentially even a new child that you're wanting to physically birth right now. So I don't want you to lower yourself or to fear that things are not going to work out to impede the progress that is going to be coming. Because remember, it's your season. And eclipses activate and accelerate energies. So just keep that in mind, that whatever you're calling forward, whatever you're manifesting, if it seems like there is a delay or a pushback or it's not everything you've wanted, of course, I'm not saying to just say no to everything if it's not 100% perfect. But if you know there are certain pillars or certain things that you need before you say yes to an offer, whether it's a partner, a job, a home, yourself, whatever that may be, to not compromise. And this can also be even too that if there's a lot of turbulent energy, if there's a lot of stress weighing you down at the beginning of the season or through the eclipses, to really just come back to things that bring you joy, that bring you pleasure, that are fun, especially creative outlets, singing, dancing, coloring, art, doing something maybe outside of your day-to-day that can also connect with your inner child, perhaps. That takes your mind away from what you're creating and what you're growing. I also think it's very interesting too, given that I felt called to use these cards for a reason. If you look at the Magician's arm, it looks like there's a symbol that really represents the Taurus glyph. So if some of you are working with Taurus energy, that could also be a nice, literally a beautiful energy to help fill your cup, because there's like this beautiful star-like energy that the Magician is yielding and pouring into his cup. Or even just the energy of Taurus, given that the North Node will be moving into Taurus, and the themes of stability and resources and finances and food and that earth energy. I want you to keep that in mind. Which reminds me, that was an energy that came through when I was channeling, literally like putting your hands into the soil or into the sand of a beach, or just connecting with earth energy. So thank you, Magician, for reminding me. For those of you who want to connect more with food and getting your health back on track, or connecting in with your finances and really being more diligent with your money, that really just seems to be coming through across the board. I think it's maybe Venus's energy in Capricorn, and really thinking long term, that's going to be resonating with everyone differently. But specifically for you, Sagittarius, literally putting your hands into soil, or maybe taking off your shoes and just frolicking on earth or in a park or somewhere that you can just connect back in. Even crystals could be a nice earth-like energy. Herbs, plants, flowers, whatever that is, connect back in with that. And I mean, Taurans are usually very beautiful entities that resonate with a lot of those factors. So maybe going for a walk with a Taurus, or connecting and cooking a beautiful meal with a Taurus friend or lover or family member, I think that could really be beneficial. Or maybe even going dancing or singing or karaoke or something. If that resonates, Taurus energy, I think, would be a nice support system for you this season, okay? So let us see what else is coming through for Sagittarius. What else do Sagittarians need to know? Rosemary is also coming through as like a herb or a smell or an essential oil. So if that's something that resonates with you all. I also personally use rosemary in my hair as like a strengthening entity or agent. So fun fact that you can use rosemary in that way. I also saw the energy of like a race car track and then a figure holding a trophy and like champagne being sprayed everywhere. So stay the course. Know that this imminent victory will soon be yours, Sagittarius. Yes. Perfect. No surprise, we talked about that evolving type energy, a crossroads energy, and the Two of Wands spilled out. So yes, just be aware, Sagittarius, it doesn't have to be something drastic, but some of you are going to feel compelled that this new chapter, this new beginning is coming forward, and maybe a decision that you've been delaying or putting off is now going to be that much more relevant, that you're not going to be able to run away from this, that you have to make a definitive choice, yes or no, in some aspect of your life. This is also an additional card that's exclusive to this deck, but the universe. So if we're making a decision, I think we just talked about grounding with nature and earth energy, and there's literally like the tree of life here. So we want to not prioritize our spiritual practice. We want to prioritize our spiritual practice. We don't want to delay that, pardon me. So connecting in with yourself, staying grounded, really connecting in with your higher self and the universe to allow this decision to be that much more obvious. I think that's going to be something that I want to really implore onto all of you, because guess what? The next two cards are major arcana. We have the Fool and the High Priestess. So for me, the Two of Wands connected to the universe, and then you have the Fool with the High Priestess. There's literally no fear that should be coming through, because everything is just divinely guided. Even if it seems like you're making maybe a lateral move, or you're afraid that it may not work out, or there's just so much external energy that's pressing on you, you have nothing really to worry about so long as you surrender and trust that higher power and you're willing to grow and evolve, even if it means that you're letting go of something that you thought you once wanted, knowing that it's not serving you anymore. So that could be a job, that could be a friendship, that could be a relationship, that could be a home, that could be so many different things. That could be a belief or a narrative that's been protecting you up until this point of, I have to stay at this job or else I won't be able to pay my rent. I have to keep being friends with this person or else. Whatever that is for you, I want you to see if it's really serving your evolution, your growth, or if it's holding you back and delaying the decision that is truly going to be most advantageous. And I think this universe card with the High Priestess, connecting into yourself, connecting into physical energy, is also kind of has these two cards together for me is very much the Temperance major arcana. It's like if these were both parents, they would produce that arcana, and Temperance represents Sagittarius, and it is being grounded in the physical realm, but also paying close attention to our subconscious and our spiritual practices. So I don't want you to neglect, that was the word I was looking for before. Do not neglect your spiritual well-being, your spiritual practices, because so much is going to be shifting for you to put you on the right path that is going to allow you to grow moving forward. I mean, that South Node transit's only in effect for another 6-7 weeks, and then it's done. So this is a time for you to reflect back over the past 16-18 months to see what hasn't worked, what lessons you learned, and how you want to implement them accordingly. Okay? No big deal. Just a light little reading for Sagittarius, but no surprise with all the eclipses. This is your time to utilize everything you've learned to your advantage. Okay? So that is my general reading, Sagittarius, for you all. If this reading resonated and you want to say thank you, tips and donations to support the content creation here at Stillwater Alchemy are always appreciated. The link to our PayPal can be found in our bio. If you want to book a one-on-one reading to go into this even further, all my availability is now updated for the rest of the year. So you can find that on our website. And please feel free to tag and share with a fellow Sagittarius that could also benefit from this reading, okay? Thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful birthday. Enjoy your solar returns and starting a brand new 12-month cycle. And I'll talk to you very soon, all right? Have fun, find yourself on a private jet, and enjoy. Bye.